I don't know where to start, guys. Holy. It's still going on. Craziest day of any NFL offseason. Holy crap. A lot of stuff happened. Day one recap. There's less stuff tomorrow, I guarantee you. But holy crap. It's going to be a long one. So much crap to go through. Day one, 2024 NFL free agency. It's the most wild day of the year, guys. Let's go. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy day one of the 2024 NFL free agency recaps. I think I'll probably do 2 days, maybe 3. It depends. I mean, news usually definitely slows down after the second day, so 1 or 2 days, 2 or 3 days usually. Well, of course, I'll talk about a lot of this crap, guys. It's going to be going on, so I do have the live tracker on ESPN right here. So, again, if more crap does indeed happen, I mean, the last one was 12 minutes ago. Again, for me, when this comes out, it'll obviously be a little later. But, again, I'm just going to go through the stuff that obviously happened. Quick opinions. It's just me a rapid-fire hot takes, guys. A lot of that crap. Let's get first into it. I am starting 4 days ago. 4 days ago, yep. Of course, first thing, Urza Cleveland. Of course, the guard I think the Jaguars traded for. Or did they not? I swear I always get confused with them. Oh, he re-signed. What happened to Urza Cleveland? I gotta look that up. I swear I forgot about this dude. Of course, the former. Okay, so he got traded from the Vikings. That makes more sense. That was one of the deals that went under the radar. But whatever. He got a 3-year, $20.5 million, $14.5 million guaranteed. I think it's a pretty good, solid contract for him. Again, he's one of the better. I won't say one of the better guards in the league, but he's a solid guy, very reliable for the Jaguars there. So not a bad contract. Keep going up. I think there was a couple other things. Before we talk about the Jonnu Smith thing, I think that was there. Oh, yeah. Also, Keanu Neal got released again. He's a free agent right now. We'll see if somebody signs him. But obviously, Jonnu Smith did get a 2-year, $10 million deal to more or less be the starting tight end for the Dolphins. Again, this makes a lot of sense. Again, explosive dude. He had, of course, that 60-yard touchdown last year. Best year in a little bit for him. Again, he struggled big time in 2022. 2023 was a little better for him, of course, being the backup to Kyle Pitts last year. But we'll see again what he does with the Dolphins. Reliable target there for them. Again, this is before free agency actually really started. Of course, the Saints extended Tyrann Mathieu on a 2-year, $13 million deal. Check if anything happened after that. No. Tyrann Mathieu's here. All right. So, again, solid safety. He's getting older, so he's not obviously going to be the same player in a couple of years, but I do like the fact that they could give him a better contract, less cap. He knew that if he wanted to stay on this team, he was going to have to be on a better deal. And obviously the biggest, definitely secondary move, at least this offseason so far, you could argue, was the Jaylon Johnson, of course, who was arguably the best DB in the NFL last year with, of course, a 4-year, $76 million contract, which I think is, again, very well deserved for who, again, was one of the best DBs in the league last year, again, a first-team All-Pro, for a good reason. I don't know, he might have been second team, but he was elite. Keep going up. Again, Jaylon Johnson, blah, blah, blah. Drew Tranquill got re-signed, 3-year, $19 million deal with $13 million guaranteed. Again, reliable linebacker for the Chiefs. Not one of the better guys in the league, but again, he does do a lot of stuff for them that does go under the radar. All right, keep going up. Hunter Henry got a 3-year extension with the Patriots. Again, he likes that place. Just good culture. He's actually by one of his better years of his career last year, to be honest. Pat Pete got released by the Steelers. My guess is he'll go to somewhere warm. That's really what I got to say about him there. Keep going up. Again, you look at the next thing. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. A lot of crap. I think, this is about where it's going to start. Oh, wait, we'll go through the things on the SPO track, which, of course, goes through every single offseason move. Jaylon Johnson, Tyrann Mathieu, Okafor got a 1-year, $4 million deal, of course, former Steeler. He always struggled in pass protection, which, again, I think is a big problem, I think, for the Patriots. But, again, they're going to want to run the football, as you'll see in a little bit. And I think, again, that deal that they gave him is really expressive, because worst case, again, he's a backup to a guy like Trent Brown. John Creepian, practice squad thing with Davion Nixon. Xander Horvath, the running back, he's basically a fullback, so, I mean, they got him, back. I think we'll get into the next deal, but, again, Justin Madubuike, again, he was franchise tagged, of course, at 13 sacks, and was probably the most, productive interior defensive lineman last year, of course, with 13 sacks, and I think he had like 50-something pressures, but for your $98 million deal, it's very well guaranteed. Again, he had a monster year, and he's developed, gotten better every single year of his career. He looks like to be on a good trend. I like what I saw from Justin Madubuike. Good contract, locking up your best interior defensive lineman you've had since, honestly, in a really long time. Again, Brandon Graham, this guy's like 100, so the fact that he's back on the Eagles is good. Again, Jerry Jeudy to the, if you didn't know, 5th and 6th round picks to the Browns, of course, for Jerry Jeudy from the Broncos. Again, the Broncos, they're just a complete mess this offseason. This is actually probably the best move I've seen from them, at least. Again, you really look at it, guys. Jerry Jeudy's been a bust. I mean, he's not like the worst bust ever, but he just hasn't been good. And again, him struggling to get open and all that, I think, again, this is the right move for the Broncos, getting something back for a guy who was, of course, the number, I think, 12 overall pick from from the 2020 NFL draft. Chris Jones got I think it was 5-year, $158 million contract, if I'm not mistaken, with $95 million guaranteed. I mean, he wanted money, and he got well more than, he got a ton of money. I'm not going to say Chris Jones is going to be elite for the next 5 years, but the first 3 years of that contract is going to be well worth it, in my opinion. Again, Mac Jones got traded from the Patriots to the Jaguars for peanuts, a 6th round pick to be exact. I mean, he'll be their backup if Trevor gets hurt. Of course, he had those injury problems last year. They can throw Mac in, and I don't know, they'll be average. Keep going up. Fletcher Cox did retire from the Eagles. I mean, that kind of makes sense. He's an old dude, and again, you want to put I mean, he'll probably be there in some capacity at least. But again, he's going into retirement. Great year, man. Career, obviously, you won the Super Bowl, and yeah, again, you had some years in there where you were the best nose tackle in the league. So I wouldn't say I don't know if he'll be a Hall of Famer. I don't think he was that dominant, but he had a very, very good career. Again, we'll get to that deal in a second. Obviously, we're going to look at some of these. Kevin Dotson, again, the Rams right guard, who had by far his best year of his career. Again, super great trade for the Rams. And again, they bring him back on a $48 million extension. Huge for the Rams. I love that. You'll see why in a minute later. Because, again, they're just really trying to build up that offensive line. Long snapper side for Morgan Cox, again, same guy for the Titans. Jedrick Wills, getting a contract constraint, which made sense because, again, he's just, like, not very good. Same with Zach Martin. Tim Patrick signed a 1-year restructured contract, I guess, with the Broncos come back. He probably will honestly be their number 2 or number 3 receiver next year. Again, he hasn't been healthy since 2021, but he actually is one of my favorite receivers in the league. Just of how well he runs routes for you and what you're asking him to do, and he really rarely drops passes. Also gets open pretty well as well. So again, Tim Patrick, solid receiver. Again, he hasn't played in 2 years, so it really sucks, but he's a good player. Cole Mabkid signed a 1-year extension to be I think probably the presumed right tackle for the Niners. I don't love that move, but again, of course, if you watch my mock draft, I had a lot on that. Again, Allen Robinson got cut by the Steelers. Amir Abdullah, 1-year deal. Chris Manhertz got cut. Again, he never really did anything there. Johnny Mutt, 1-year deal extension. Again, solid blocking tight end there. Brian Hoyer was cut by the Raiders. I mean, he'll probably go back to the Patriots or something like that. Just retire. That would probably be the best choice for him. Mike McGlinchey converted crap. This guy. I don't know who that is, but okay. Chris Boyd signed a contract with the Texans. He didn't play for the Bengals. That was Tyler Boyd. I get him confused a lot. Think about it for the Vikings. He was a decent backup, obviously. Good the Texans signed him. Maybe be their 4th corner. Cody Ford, again, he struggled really a lot in his career, but going to the Bengals there is probably a backup. Again, we got to that. Jerry Jeudy. Eric Murray signed a 1-year extension. Again, he'll probably be a backup safety. Desmond King, I'll be interested. Again, he's gotten a lot slower as he's gotten older, but I think he could be a solid veteran presence there for the Texans. Keep going up. Again, Mac Jones, Tyler Lockett, of course, they signed a new extension for him because, again, they do need money to do some other stuff because, again, Tyler Lockett probably had his worst year since, I'm going to be honest, probably 2017. Or you could argue probably 2016 with the Seahawks last year. Again, Isaiah Oliver's obviously had his fair share of struggles as well. Goes to the Jets on a 1-year deal. Chuck Clark, same thing again. He got hurt last year, and yeah, now he's back. I hope he has a good year. Oh yeah, now we get into more news. All right, Kevin Byard. Again, looking at last year, it was his worst year since 2016 for sure. As a member of the Eagles and the Titans, again, he's just getting older. I think he's around 31 now. But of course, with the Bears now having Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Jaquan Brisker, 3 young studs. Again, Jaquan Brisker is still developing. Tyreek Stevenson, solid rookie year, again, very strong towards the end. We'll see what he can do, but again, veteran president Kevin Byard going over there, I think is a big deal, because again, he can really facilitate that group. Again, you're not going to ask him to do anything even close to what you asked him as a free safety over the center of the field. You'll be asking Jaquan Brisker to do that, but I do like to transfer from him to Eddie Jackson. Again, Eddie Jackson just, again, to be honest, Kevin Byard at least provides you more value for sure, even if he doesn't have the same speed or the coverage ability that you're used to seeing out of who is even arguably last year the best safety in the league. But again, huge step back, but I think he will be a valuable part of that Chicago defense next year. Baker Mayfield, again, you got that 3-year, $100 million extension with half of that being guaranteed. I'm good with this deal, guys. Baker had a monster year, best year of his career for sure. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. He came back to the Bucs as most people expected. Again, we're still not on today, but obviously, this was the huge news. I still probably argue the biggest news of the offseason so far. Obviously, Russell Wilson getting a very team-friendly 1-year deal from the Steelers, of course. The Broncos, this is probably the worst trade in NFL history, if we're being honest. Maybe not as bad as that Trey Lance trade if we really look at it in retrospect. But the Broncos basically gave Russell Wilson to the Steelers by trading the farm to the Seahawks. Basically, I think about it like this: the Seahawks, again, they trade Russell Wilson to the Broncos. They get all this crap. The Broncos are nothing productive with him, and then he goes to Steelers for nothing. Think about it, that. Just this is why the Broncos haven't been in the playoffs, or haven't even the Broncos haven't had a winning record since 2015. Guys, the past 10 years, really, they've been a complete freaking disaster. Or 8 years to be exact. Guys, this is why the Broncos, if you're wondering why the Broncos have just been terrible, that's why. They just, make stupid moves. That's really, honestly, that's how they've been the past 8 years in a nutshell. And, yeah, that'll be the, what is called thumbnail as well. Russell Wilson. Zaire Franklin back to the Colts. Again, he was their starting linebacker. If you don't remember the Brewers, of course, the Milwaukee Brewers, who I think are a very similar team in the way they run their franchise to the Indianapolis Colts, of course, that being baseball. Of course, they went from Josh Hader, kind of like Darius Leonard. Again, Josh Hader is still an elite player. Again, this is the closer for the Brewers. I compare him a lot to Shaq Leonard, the fact that, again, they replaced him and still kept a really good player. Of course, that being Zaire Franklin and Devin Williams, the new closer of the Brewers. Well, technically it's second and a half year, whatever, though. I think Zaire Franklin, great move for them. Again, money-saving move. Very solid linebacker. Again, not going to provide too much in coverage, but again, they'll figure that out in the draft. Keep going up. Landon Dickerson got a 4-year, I think it was $100 million extension. Or even more than that. I think it was like 420. He got the freaking bag. Yeah, you're going to look at some other moves. I mean, again, Lorenzo Fatukasi for the Jags last year signed a 1-year deal with the Texans. I got to kind of speed this up. There's just so much crap to go through. Ira James, again, he's actually been a solid center for the Raiders. Got a 3-year, $24 million extension. Makes sense there. Casey Kreider, again, the long snapper back on the Giants. Devondre Campbell, he's going to get cut, which, I mean, honestly, is a little older now, but I would not be surprised if the team does pick him up. Again, kind of like before that. Brock Wright, 1-year, $2.9 million, 8.9 be their backup tight end. Kendrick Bourne, again, he was the number one, probably the best offensive player in the Patriots by far last year. Again, tore his ACL in Week 8. He's back on 3 years, $20 million deal, bargain deal. Again, I think he could be a reliable second or maybe more likely third receiver for the Patriots next year. I think it's set also now. Again, you can see this very team-friendly deal for Russell Wilson. Again, keep going up. Graham Glasgow re-signed with the Lions, which again does mean something. You'll see in a little bit with Jonah Jackson. 3-year, $20 million deal though. Mitch Morse got cut by the Bills. The Jags picked him up on a 2-year, $10.5 million deal. Good for them. Again, I think Luke Fortner they will probably replace, or do they not want to have him start? This is weird because Luke Fortner. I get the fact that he wasn't the run blocker they needed him to be last year, but I think he was solid enough as a pass blocker. Maybe because, again, Brandon Scherff is coming towards the end of that contract that I think he signed in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So that could be why. Or they'll figure out some way to trade him. Up again, Landon Dickerson, 4 years, $84 million deal. I think that is record-breaking, so pretty cool. Keep going out like a Pittman again today. 3 years, $70 million deal. Again, he got franchise tagged with the Colts, and now he got a massive contract to be their number one receiver for at least the next 3 years. Again, he's going to, I would obviously not say older, but we'll see how this contract plays out. Again, $46 million guaranteed. Good contract for both sides. Jonnu Smith, 3 years, $24 million to the Bears. Again, he is leaving the Eagles, which you'll see why in a minute. But obviously, good deal I think for the Bears. Getting to faster running back, more elusive. They can get a little more explosive runs. And also, again, Caleb Williams or Justin Fields, it doesn't really matter. Those are two very good threats there in the backfield. Deion Dawkins gets an extension with the Bills. I really don't want to go through all these, but there's just a lot of crap and spoiling. But got 3 years, $60.5, $20 million per year. I mean, I can't really complain. DeMar Davis back on the Saints though on a 2 year, $17.2 million deal. My guess is again he'll probably play out that contract and retire. He's been of course one of the best and most impactful safeties for a while. Not safeties, linebackers. David Bakhtiari, though, of course, he has not really ever been healthy since, of course, that 2020 season where he was a first-team All-Pro, tore his ACL. Kind of the end for him. I would not be surprised if he retires in the next couple of days. Again, he was released by the Packers. It's clearing $20 million cap. Again, he's not part of their future. Not too surprised there. Jonathan Grenard, again, the edge rusher who, again, arguably has been the Vikings' best defensive player over the past 3 years. Got, again, signed with the Vikings to, again, probably more or less replace Danielle Hunter. We'll see if they resign him in the end. But, yeah, good signing for them. I wouldn't say it counteracts what happens later, but, yeah. Tony Pollard to the Titans on a 3-year deal. They need to keep him and, Tyjae Spears both on a carry limit because Tyjae Spears just doesn't have the, body to take that type of workload. And, of course, we know Tony Pollard definitely doesn't. He's not a true number one running back workhorse that, again, most running backs aren't in this day and age. It's just the truth. Kind of like baseball. I'm talking a lot about baseball. But, guys, the season starts in, 15 days. So, yeah, kind of getting into that. But, whatever. Gabe Davis, 3-year deals to the Jags. I mean, I don't think anyone's surprised that he left the Bills. But, yeah, signed with the Jaguars to probably be presumed their number 3 receiver. I don't know for sure. But, again, if you look at that, Drew Sample, 3-year deal with the Bengals. Brandon Jones got a 3-year deal with the Broncos. Lloyd Cushenberry, 4 years, $50 million deal. of course, the very solid center for the Broncos. They stole him. Of course, that being the Titans. So we'll see again how the Broncos can clap back there. David Questenberry, the right tackle, signed an extension with the Vikings again. I don't think he didn't start last year, but he's a very valuable backup, very experienced guy. I don't know, is Dorrance Armstrong on here? No, he is not. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But Dorrance Armstrong, again, Dan Quinn, going over there to more or less start building up that edge rushing group. I think he's a decent number one. Of course, he's not I wouldn't call him a building block, but he's pretty good getting Gabe Davis that $39 million deal to more or less probably be their third and probably their wide receiver. Of course, with the Jags, Cam Lewis signed a 2-year, $4 million deal back to the Bills. Again, that makes sense. Cam Lewis is a decent player, but I won't say he's anything more than that. Obviously, I think this is the most money we've seen, again, in terms of guaranteed money. Out of anybody, of course, Christian Wilkins. Of course, honestly, this is exactly what I want to see. The Raiders are trying to build up that physical defense, and Christian Wilkins is the perfect guy for that. Again, he had the career high 9.5 sacks last year. Again, maybe not as impactful in the run defense, but the way again he was able to get at the quarterback, the career high, the way he was able to, I think that was worth it again for the Raiders. But again, 4 years, $110 million, $84.75 million guaranteed for him. Keep going up. You see, again, this is the deal. All right, the Rams again. The Rams, honestly, I think have probably the third or fourth best offensive line in the league right now. Again, as it stands, but holy crap. Oh, it's so good. Let's go. This is making me flashback to 2018 when we just had a complete freaking bowling balls across that offensive line. We better have one of the best running games in the league next year, I swear. But Jonah Jackson, of course, the Pro Bowl guard from 2021 in the Detroit Lions, getting Jonah Jackson, $351 million deal, $34 million guaranteed. They could have went out to Coleman Shelton. Mike Onwenu, yeah, you could have arguably been a better option, but Jonah Jackson's just a simply better run blocker and also a lot more athletic than him. Yeah, is his pass blocking not the best? I really don't care. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not going to be a liability. Again, the fact that he's such a good run blocker, I think it's going to be huge for this Rams team. And I would not be surprised if they have the best running game in the league next year. It's simple as that. And the Rams protect Matthew Stafford. Love this deal for them. Again, they have a lot of money in free agency. I like what they did with this move. All right, Darnell Savage goes to the Jags on a 3-year deal. 3 years, $21 million. I mean, he's an average safety, so pretty good for them. I think he'll definitely do a lot better than Rayshawn Jenkins did in terms of coverage, which, I mean, he's not saying he's any more disciplined, but he's a lot faster and, again, a little younger. So, good year deal. He'll be able to band-aid that a little more. Again, Andre Cisco there at free safety as well. Of course, Packers, this is a very good developing story, but the Packers do get Josh Jacobs in free agency. Again, a bowling ball back. He's, again, I want to say he's old, but, again, we'll see what he can do on Green Bay, of course, behind Jordan Love. That should be a very interesting dynamic there. Eagles go after Bryce Huff, of course. They still have Brandon Graham. They're just going to try to retain that pass rushing depth. Bryce Huff obviously works best as that rotational guy, but they give him a lot of money. More or less, to probably be a starter. 3 years, $51.1 million deals makes sense. He is one of the most... he's probably one of the most efficient pass rushers in the league. He hits the quarterback faster than I really think anybody else, I think, in terms of time pressure in the entire NFL. So, makes sense. On film, he's freaking fast as hell as well. So, yeah, good job, Eagles. Kirk Cousins. Holy crap. This was probably the first of the two bombshells to drop. But holy crap, this contract is outdoes his first bamboozling. Also, the Rams got Kobe Parkinson on a pretty lucrative deal, 3 years, $22.5 million, for a tight end that really hasn't established himself as a starting tight end. But the way he's able to get open over the top, I think, will be an impactful player for the Rams there. Again, Josh Jacobs, 4 years, $48 million, which is actually not as high as an AAV as another guy, but it's very high. $12 million per year for him. We'll watch 2-year deal again with the Broncos. Again, he's back there. Kirk Cousins, though, 4 years, $180 million, with half of that being guaranteed. Again, the Falcons really haven't had a reliable quarterback. I mean, like a good quarterback, like quality quarterback since 2020 with Matt Ryan. And even then, you could say no. The Falcons are looking to compete. And again, Raheem Morris, again, Zach Robinson, their offensive coordinator. They're looking to win next year, guys. This is the move to do it, of course. Stealing Kirk Cousins from the Vikings. They had more money. They made the deal. And yeah, he's going to Atlanta. Guys, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. Are you actually kidding me? No way. Again, keep going up. Yeah, Saquon. You'll see. Holy crap! Saquon! You'll see what the Giants do to counter that, and then another thing, but oh my god! Saquon! 3 years! $37.75 million to the Eagles. I mean, he's getting like, what is that? That's over $12 million. Yeah, he has highest AAV for any running back at free agency so far. He took the money. He's back, and of course, the Penn State area, but of course, going to a division rival after the Giants, failed to get a contract negotiated with him to the Eagles. And that is going to be... I mean, I don't know what else to say, guys. Saquon in an Eagles uniform just doesn't look right, but they got another weapon, and this Eagles team should be very good next year on offense. Like, there's no excuse. I'm sorry. Your offensive line, again, you re-signed Landon Dickerson for a reason. This guy, he's an impactful player. Unless he gets hurt, the Eagles offense will be very balanced next year. All right, Antonio Gibson to the Patriots. I think it's 3 years, 11.25. Again, he's receiving back. I would expect to be anything more than that. Again, you can't really expect much more. So yeah, that's really about there. Yeah. Oh, this looks so bad. Ugh, I hate the Eagles like this. Ew, ew, ew. But yeah. Oh my God, this is so bad. Holy crap, guys. That money just, oh. I mean, you didn't sign him for a reason. Okay, and we'll get to that in a second. But next thing, John Runyon, 3 years, $30 million. Very underrated player for the Packers over the past 2 years. And he deserved this contract for sure. Andrew Van Ginkel, again, the veteran, goes to the Vikings on a 2-year, $20 million deal. Xavier McKinney, arguably the most consistent player of that Giants defense, outside, of course, Dexter Lawrence. Over the since he was drafted, he got a 4-year, $68 million deal. Payday for him. I do think the Packers got a big signing there. He's a lot better than Darnell Savage, so I'm good with there. But not Austin Eckler. Aaron Jones got caught by the Packers. Of course, I don't know what the point of that is. Aaron Jones is just straight up better than. Again, I get Josh Jacobs stayed healthy, but you got to realize, guys, Aaron Jones is the better back than he is. Whoever signs Aaron Jones will get a good thing there. Again, the NFL is just going complete crap right now. Blake Cashman, again, another underrated guy, quality linebacker, got a 3-year deal, worth up to $25.5 million in incentives with Vikings. Again, you already see they're building up that defense with quality starters, because again, that's what they really need right now. Panthers, this is a massive overpay, but we already knew it was. So, taking away Panther inflation, this was probably around a market value. I'd say he's worth $12 million per year. Robert Hunt's a very good player, very athletic, very strong. Again, very consistent too. But he is not worth that much money. 5 years, $100 million. But hey, when you're the Panthers and you're the worst team in the league, you're not saying money talks, because holy crap, that was a lot of money for a guy who is not worth that much. But hey, he's really good, so yeah, that makes sense. Kind of, not really though. All right, Jeff Okudah, 1-year deal worth up to $6 million with the Texans. Again, he really has never found his footing in the league, and yeah, I'm not too surprised this happened. Again, Xavier McKinney to the Packers on that 4-year deal. Devin Singletary, yeah, that's the Giants. That's the Giants' way of kind of like making up for that Red Sox type of fumble there. Oh yeah, Danico Autry to the Texans on that 2-year deal. Again, just another pass rush guy. Again, replace. He's more of an interior dude, but you could probably bump him out to the edge. Of course, looking for Jonathan Grenard there. Grover Stewart back on the Colts with a 3-year, $39 million deal. The Chargers do get Gus Edwards on a 2-year, $6.5 million deal. Good for them. Geno Stone, 2 years, $15 million. Again, they stole him over from the Ravens. Again, he had, of course, what is called tied league leading 6 interceptions last year. Michael Ford, backup safety. He's going to the Texans on a small term deal. Gardner Minshew, 2 years for $25 million. Again, to compete with Aiden O'Connell, presumably. Again, the returner going to the Jaguars. That being what is called Devin Duvernay. I wonder what they'll do there. Leonard Floyd, again, quality edge rusher, leaving the Bills to go to the Niners. Oh, crap. We have to deal with him. 2 years, $20 million. But, again, we'll see what he can do. He will. I do not think that, yeah, obviously Nick Bosa will be there. But, again, we'll see what happens with Chase Young. Justin Jones, again, he's a defense tackle. I think he played for the Bears last year. For the Broncos. Very quality player. 3 years, $30 million. That makes sense. Again, a little bit of inflation, but not too surprised. Titans 3 years, $36 million. Again, Chidobe Awuzie really has never been the same since he got injured in 2021, but he's still a pretty solid player. Greg Gaines re-signs with the Bucks. AJ Epinesa, 2-year deal with the edge rusher, probably to start next year for the Bills. Maurice Hurst, yeah, backup player there. Matt Wilson, again, pretty solid contract to be a starter, maybe. Again, I think he's in the Browns last year. I might be mistaken there. Za'Darius Smith, again, he's back. Whoa. He's back on the Browns. Again, he's getting older, but he's still a solid player. Again, with Myles Garrett there. Anthony Walker Jr. signs a 1-year deal to begin with the Dolphins. Again, you look at him, he has really never been the same since he got injured in 2020. I think preseason 2022. But yeah, Anthony Walker's still a solid player. Frankie Luva, I think that'll be on here. I hope it is. Getting Gus Edwards. Geno Stone. Josh Jacobs back again. Colts, yep. All right, keep going up. Again, Leonard Floyd. Yeah, here's Frankie Lou with $36 million deal. Of course, if he went into last offseason, this guy would have gotten, I think, probably more than Tremaine Edmonds did, because he was awesome in 2022. Like, awesome, for, again, a bad Panthers team. But this year, maybe not as good, again, not even close to as effective on what is called against the run. But he was still a pretty solid player, and obviously got to get a pretty good payday. Anything else? Again, he has Za'Darius Smith. Oh! This is, holy... Holy crap, guys! This is a move. I mean, the Giants are like, screw it. Let's just throw everything at them. All right. The Giants trade a 2nd and 5th round pick, which honestly I think is a good deal for Brian Burns, who of course the Panthers tag and trade, get him off their books to the Giants, and what the Giants do with that is give him a 5-year, $150 million deal. How much is guaranteed? I think it's like 120. It's ridiculous. No, 84.75 or something around there. Around $85 million of that contract is guaranteed. Like, guys, again, Brian Burns is probably one of the 15 players in the league that I can rely on to get 10 sacks every year, like probably around 60 or 65 pressures. He's not elite, but he's really freaking good. So you have a number one if you're the Giants. Kayvon Thibodeaux, there's really no excuse for him not just going bonkers next year, because you're not going to be able to stop both of them. Like, again, I get Kayvon was wildly inconsistent last year, but the fact you got Dexter Lawrence, who is arguably the most valuable defensive lineman in the league outside of Aaron Donald and probably Chris Jones. Chris Jones is not even comparable against the run, though. So, I don't know. The fact you have those three guys in your defensive line, I think you're set. Like, and the Giants, they will struggle next year on offense, but with that, just complete blockbuster of a move, that'll be interesting. Keep going up. Again, Brian Burns. Austin Ekeler gets a 2-year deal. Again, where the money's at with him. Going to the Commanders. Again, Austin Ekeler's just terrible. Now, at least. He was terrible last year. Okay. So this is actually a move. Carlton Davis traded from the Bucs for a 6th-round pick and a 6th-round pick in 2025 for a 3rd-round pick in 2024. Again, that's what the Lions traded for him. Again, they get that true number one man corner. Yeah, he's not the most consistent guy in the league. That is Carlton Davis, but he's a guy you can rely on to cover number one receivers. That is the impact corner they need, and I think that is a very solid move for them. $19 million crap for the Dolphins are probably going to want to make a big move with Danielle Hunter or something like that. More crap. Zach Sealer contract thing. Jermaine Loomer is probably going to be the right tackle for the Giants next year. Jermaine Loomer, again, former Raider. I think the Raiders are going to be taking more or less a tackle in next year's draft. Again, I think that mock draft, what is called, got that right as well. But Jermaine Loomer, who again, I don't think was great for the Raiders, but he was okay. The Giants signed him, and probably, again, more pass pro guy oriented there. We'll definitely lean on him a lot, especially on 3rd down. Ronald Darby, though, 2-year deal with the Jags as well to probably be their slot corner. Jordan Brooks got a 3-year deal, of course, with the Dolphins as well to be their starting linebacker. I want to see if anything else happened. Oh, okay. Again, this is probably live. There's a lot of live stuff. All right. Jordan Brooks, 2-year deal again to go to the Dolphins. They steal him over from Seattle, but again, we'll see what they do there. Azeez Al-Shaair, of course, former Niner, former tight end linebacker. Again, he wasn't nearly as impactful in terms of the playmaking that you're used to seeing from him, but I think he did do a decent job last year with, again, a very bad Titans team. Not very bad, but a bad team. 3 years, $34 million for him. Mike Iwanu gets a 3-year, $57 million deal. Now I know why the Rams didn't give him that money. But yeah, back on the Patriots. Makes sense there. Very good player. Live updates. All right. Azeez Al-Shaair, yeah. That's probably about what's going to do it today. Again, we got some big Danielle Hunter news, obviously all that stuff. We'll have more of that as the free agency period comes on. That's all I got for you tonight, though. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. Again, it's a little long, but this was rapid fire. My takes, my initial reactions to all these moves. Of course, this 2024 NFL free agency recap. Day 1, day 2. Of course, you got Ian Rappaport up there. But day 2, of course, will coming out tomorrow. But until then, hope you guys enjoy your night. And again, that's basically my rapid fire takes. Again, all the news to catch you guys up. See you tomorrow, though.
3rd and 4. Time. Catch! Brandon Powell, touchdown Vikings!